What's happening, Achievers? Ajit Sidhu here from Invincible Achievers. Let's talk about the evolution of the what and the how. Now, what and the how. Every single person has a what and a how. We do something, and that's what we do, and how we do something is another thing put together. We can always improve that over and over again. And that process is called, it's constant and never-ending improvement. It's a phrase that in Japanese they use, it's called Kaizen. Constant and never-ending improvement. So how you do something and what you do is really crucial. However, there's something that's even more crucial, and I've spoke about this before. It's the why. Why is like the great white shark of evolution. It never evolves. Once you know why you're doing something, that becomes a fuel to your fire on why you should continue doing it over and over again. Anyone who doesn't have a why and just knows how they're doing, what they're doing and how they're doing it, they set themselves up to, it's tough for them to succeed. They will succeed, but it's tougher. It's easier when you start off with why are you doing it and then figure out what and the how. So why? Why is the crucial point. So we can evolve the evolution of what and the how can happen all the time. So for instance, if I say to you, I'm going to teach you how to drive, and you don't know how to drive, you're standing there and I say, I'm going to teach you how to drive a car. And I say, this is what you do. And I show you all the the devices. This is what this does. This is what that does. The indicator does this. And then I show you how to do it. I say, okay, you put it in here. You start the ignition. You put the gears in. You look in the mirrors. Make sure the mirrors are correct. You start maneuvering out. You know the what and the how. But why are you learning how to drive? If you don't need to drive, you work at home, or you're comfortable using the bus, then you won't learn how to drive. I'll be just wasting my breath saying this is what to do and this is how to do it. However, if it means by learning how to drive, you get the dream job and you can travel back and forth very quickly and you're able to do so much more, then all of a sudden you have got the why and you will learn how to do it. If it means a life and death situation and you need to get into the car, you will drive a car. That's the why. So the why is like the fuel. Now, when we relating it to companies, because this is where it comes from the business world, but it relates to everything in life because business is just like a human, but with more people in it. So if we relate it to companies, for instance, Apple, Steve Jobs. Apple knew why they were in business. Steve Jobs knew why he was doing it. He wanted to create a company that thinks differently. So he created a company that thinks differently, always innovating, always moving forward, even to his own expenses and costs. However, when he thought they got to a stage where they were quite big, and he said, I need to get someone who can do the what and the how, so a manager or a leader to do it, then when that person was brought along, they kicked Steve Jobs out and they thought, that's fine, we don't need him anymore. But what they actually did was they kicked the why out the door. And all they were left was what they had and how they were getting it out to the market. And anyone who knows the Apple stories, you know that it was growing, and then when they kicked Steve Jobs out, it started growing, and then it started tipping down and start going down because now they were doing the what and the how, like every other company. So when they were competing, what was the difference? They had a product, yes, but it wasn't innovating anymore. They didn't know why they were there. They were just making sales. And that's why it started going down. And only when the why walked through the door again, which was Steve Jobs, and he came back and said, come on guys, let's innovate, let's get together, let's think differently. All of a sudden, the why came back and the business, whoosh, one of the most profitable business around. Let's talk about Starbucks. Starbucks, Howard Schultz, I think the owner is, he had the why. He knew why he wanted to create Starbucks. He wanted to create a place where people can relax and enjoy themselves before going home. So in a sense, they don't have to go to the bar. They can go and have a coffee before going home. But not only that, it's a work environment. You go there, you get your laptop up and you start working. Now this was going great. His business was booming. He was the number one. But when in year 2000, he decided to step back and leave, the why went with him. And all of a sudden, Starbucks changed the ceramic plates that people were eating from to paper cups, telling their customers, we love you guys, but get out with your stuff. So that change, that shift completely took Starbucks to a point where it started going down. And it was only when Howard came back that the business started booming again because they knew the why. So it was always so important to know the why. Sam Walton from in America, the Walmart, same thing. He wanted to create goods that is people, affordable goods. He wanted to get affordable goods into the people's hands because he loved people and he took care of them, or he took care of all the staff, and he was true to his word. Even though he was one of the richest men in America, he still didn't go with all luxuries because he represented his business. He wanted to be seen as the one that helps people and not just spends money and not doing it for the money. But then when he died and his son took over and then all the other people came along, the why was diluted. And once it was diluted, they weren't taking care of the staff anymore. And once they stopped taking care of the staff, then customers start getting upset. Customers start getting upset. The why disappeared. They were continuing to do the what and the how. They were still expanding, but the whole culture started going down. So when it comes to the why, when it comes to the what and the how we're doing stuff, it's the why that's the fuel. That's the logs that fuels the fire. So we got to think of that. I mean, we can relate it to our lives. Everything in business we relate to our lives. This is the truth. The 100% truth is actually reversed. Anything that's in life, they've actually put into business, because a business is basically a formation, a gathering of people. Now, a culture in your house, a culture in your friendships, a culture within your relationship, the culture that you have, it's all based upon the why. Why are you together? Why are you hanging out with the friends? Why are you in this family together? And what is your ethos and what is your values? So the why is the crucial part of everything. So if we have two companies, now this is real crucial, we can have two companies that are exactly the same. However, one has the why and the other one doesn't. The why grows because everybody is singing from the same hymn sheet. That's the same thing when it comes to our life, when it comes to what we do. We want to hang out with the people that sing from the same hymn sheet. That's why proximity is power. You want to hang out with people that are like-minded. If you are hanging out with unlike-minded, then you become like them. It's like the saying that says, if you dance with the devil, you won't change the devil will change you. That's exactly what happens when you're in the wrong group. Proximity is power. Because if you know the why, you will find people that are like. If you don't know the why, then you're just doing the what and the how everyday grind. Then you're going to be stuck in a group that is just going to be changing you and manipulating you. So we need to know the why. There's always a why. Why are we doing this? Why do we wake up in the morning? Because we need to go to work. If you haven't got work, then you're probably going to stay asleep. There's always a why, but why is the power. If you are on the edge of a cliff in your life, in your own life, metaphorically speaking, or in business, or to be honest, if you are actually skidding on the edge of the cliff, you will find a way to survive or you'll die. So the why becomes so powerful. Why is the thing, guys. Why is the thing that we need to know, because that is the fuel to the fire. Something to think about. Guys, keep adding value to people's lives. Keep spreading the love. Know your why. Once you know the why, then do the what and the how, because what and the how is It's the same. You can copy anyone. If you're trying to achieve something, when they say the model, find someone to model, that's the what and the how. But why are you modeling that person? Know the why. Otherwise, you'll model them for a bit and then you think, forget it, I'm out of here. So you need to know the why and the what and the how. You find role models, you get proximity as power, your environment, and then you improve it. Kaizen, constant and never-ending improvement. Guys, keep spreading the love, keep adding value, and just remember, we're one idea away from changing the future. Take care. Bye.